Yo, 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 welcome back. Today we're doing Tangled. And hopefully this is a lot faster than before. And I was actually recommended this by a good friend. And if I don't do this, she won't watch A Silent Voice. Okay, first Disney movie. And I usually do a lot of talking clips and stuff from the movie, but I don't know about Disney. I know Disney is a little iffy, so I will try my best to show less clips than usual, just in case. But I guess let's get into it.
This is the story of how I died.
Well, don't worry, this is actually a very fun story, and the truth is, it isn't even mine. This is the story of a girl named Rapunzel.
Okay, I know I said I wasn't gonna put too many clips, but I can't skip out on the intro. You gotta understand. So the story goes, a droplet from the sun fell and hit the ground, growing a flower. A flower with the ability to heal anyone and everything. Centuries later, the king and queen had a daughter, but amidst of her pregnancy, she got sick, and her life and the baby's life were in danger. So a manhunt began to find that flower. But the woman that found the flower in the first place wanted to keep it a secret so she could use it to stay alive and young and beautiful, but she messed up, and they found the flower, taking it away, using it to heal the queen and saving the baby's life. And because she drank the flower, the power moved over to the girl's hair. They lived peacefully for about a year, until one night, the woman that was keeping the flower a secret broke into the castle and tried to cut the girl's hair. But after she cut the hair, she realized that the powers disappeared if it was cut. All she wanted was the piece of hair so she could use it to stay alive. But with this information, she had no other choice but to take the girl. And well, she's still a princess, so to make sure that no one could find them, she went to a secluded area and lived in a tower with her, growing her up as her daughter, never letting her leave the tower. Every night she would comb her hair as the girl sang the song, healing her. Everything went well for a couple of years, but she became curious, especially about these stars that showed up every time on her birthday. And with time passing, her dream to see them grew bigger. We skip a couple years and we see her more grown up. And well, for being stuck in a tower, she's pretty happy. She even has her own little friend.
Well, I guess Pascal's not hiding out here.
She talks with the chameleon and it wants to leave, but she knows she can't. So she goes inside to clean. While doing that, we get a little musical as she shows her daily routine. And we get to see how long her hair is. I think the long hair is pretty cool and stuff, but like there's no way it's not dirty or anything, because just look at it. It's like all over the ground and stuff. She finds a nice place in the wall and starts to draw and making the image of the stars that come out every time on her birthday, hoping that her mother would let her leave and go see them just for the night. But as we wait for her to come back, we switch over to three bandits. Hold up, wait a minute, I think I know that guy. It's the guy from the beginning, from the wanted poster, and supposedly the narrator of this movie. Hold up, yeah. Okay, yeah. Just needed a fact check just in case they got that wrong somehow. And we witness all three of them sneak into the castle and steal a crown, making a break for it. What happens, we'll have to come back later because we switch over. Meanwhile, back in Rapunzel's place, her mother comes back, and she excitingly told her about the plan that she wants, the thing that she wants for her birthday, the lights. And her mother does not like this news because, you know, she has to stay in the tower or she could be found. So she goes on a whole rant, a whole musical number here about how she's right and Rapunzel's wrong, how she shouldn't go out, and that's too dangerous for her. After saying no, she heads out, and we switch back over to the three bandits that ran away with the crown. While running away, they get cornered, but the main character of the three tricks them into letting him go up first, giving them the bag and stealing it back once climbing on top, and he runs away, letting them to die and get imprisoned. But the knights start chasing him, and this horse, he's a hater. Eventually, he knocks the guy that's riding the horse and he gets on, but they're in a little tussle, him and the horse. The bag gets thrown and he starts chasing for it, but the horse is about to murder him until they both fall. You know, I really like how they look at each other before they fall. Like they're about to die. Like sure, they're enemies, but they both know they're cooked. After getting split up on the fall, he has to quickly hide behind this like vine wall curtain thing. And by hiding, he finds the tower. So he decides to climb up and hide in there for a while, running into Rapunzel. She gets a frying pan and knocks his ass out. She ties him down and uses his ragdoll body and just stuffs him in the closet. Real professional body hider over here. She opens the bag he had and sees that it's a crown. She plays with it and uses it. And right here, she kind of puts it on and almost realizes that she's kind of a princess or something. You know, it's like a little moment of realization. But then her mother comes back and interrupts her, quickly hiding the crown. She comes back up and they have the argument again about when she wants for her birthday. And she agrees and tells her that she wants something that's super far away, like 3 days away. And the mother agrees. But this was just a trick that Rapunzel used to get her away from the house for a couple days, so she could see the stars. She immediately scurries over and opens the closet, getting the body out, dragging the guy and putting him on the chair, tying him up with her hair. He's forced awake, and she starts talking to him through the shadows. But she eventually shows herself and asks who he is. And we get this very cool clip of bro, very nonchalant.
I know not who you are, nor how I came to find you. But may I just say, the name's Flynn Rider.
So now we know Flynn Rider is the narrator of this movie. She told him that she hid his crown and he immediately found it. So she knocks his ass out again and she hides it somewhere else. But now she has leverage. She wants him to take her out and see the stars, and in return, she'll give him the crown. And for all the money he'll get from the crown, he agrees and they both leave. And for the first time, Rapunzel touches the ground, the grass, the flowers, the water. She's excited to finally be free out in the wilderness. And a whole musical happens once again. And while in the musical, Rapunzel doesn't know how to feel. She's saddened that she betrayed her mother, but she's happy that she gets to get out. And Flynn Rider over here is like, nah, who cares? Come on, it's just one day. So she decides that yes, this journey will be worth it. Scared but happy, they head off. Meanwhile, the horse, he's found a poster of Flynn, and he hates him. He searches around trying to find him, but instead he runs into the mother, startling her, and she realizes something's off.
Where's your rider? Rapunzel.
She immediately runs out and goes back to the tower. Once back, she calls out for Rapunzel, begging and begging for her again. But eventually, with no answer, she frantically ran over to the boarded door and started digging out the rock she put years ago with her bare hands, taking it all down. Once in, she looks around and she can't find Rapunzel, but she did find the crown and the wanted poster. Grabbing her dagger, she runs out. We skip over to them going inside a tavern, but this was just a ruse to scare her, to make her go back to the tower and give him the crown. Inside, there's a lot of scary people, a lot of ruffians in there, but she goes on. But he starts a bit of trouble, and to stop the trouble, she begins to sing about her dreams and the future. And then everyone else joins in, just, big musical about their dreams. As they sing and dance and have fun, the mother is shown to be close, hidden under a cloak. As they sing and dance, some people bring in the guards. They rush in, and they both have to hide. And because they sang the song and they all became friends, the tavern owner lets them escape through a secret passageway. The guards come up, but they can't find the secret passageway. But a little bit later, Maxwell comes in, and with the great detective skills he has, he finds the path. I kind of like how he's like, boy, shut the hell up. That's the best detective we got in the force. That's the best goddamn officer we've ever had. They start heading, but the two other inmates were left alone with one guard. They knock the guard out and free themselves, but the mother has a good plan, so she puts it to motion to track down Flynn Rider. What I'm questioning here is why were these guys just kind of left with them? Why did they travel with them instead of turning them in? That's confusing. I don't know. Really needed them to be a trio. Guess you could argue that it was only a few minutes between everything that's happened, but I don't know. Couldn't they have still gone, taken them in, searched for them later or something? Or at least half the group, who knows? As they're walking down, he gets a little suspicious of Rapunzel and why she's never gone down before to go see the lights. But as she tries to explain and make an excuse, they notice the knights are right behind them, and they start running until they realize they're at a dead end and the bridge collapsed. Quickly, she uses her hair to get to the other side, but Flynn is left trapped without nothing besides a pan, and he starts dueling the knights and beating their ass. But then his next opponent, he turns, and hell yeah, they start fighting. Maxwell and Flynn start fighting back and forth. It's going crazy. He was even getting cocky with it until, oh Jesus Christ, he was disarmed. But with Rapunzel's quick thinking again, he gets caught and taken, swinging, the twins barely missing him. Maxwell breaks down a pole that was holding up the dam, making a bridge to the other side where Rapunzel is, but she has to run away. With Flynn on the other side holding her hair, she rides, swinging to the other side, Maxwell barely missing her. Flynn has this very cool montage of him sliding down, but then the dam breaks, water bursting everywhere. Quickly to survive, they run into an abandoned mine shaft, but the water breaks down a huge stone pillar, getting them trapped inside, while the water rushed in. Slowly but surely, with every minute, they start getting cooked. In a matter of time, they'll be dead. So Flynn decides to tell her his real name.
My real name is Eugene Fitzherbert. Someone might as well know.
In a moment of weakness, she tells him her secret.
Magic hair that glows when I sing.
But then she has a realization. Using her hair, they find their way out, barely surviving. As he gathers himself and freaks out by her hair, we skip over to see the mother waiting for them. But surprisingly for her, it's just the twins that survived. She steps back and thinks of a plan. As the twins gather themselves, she shows herself. She pulls out the bag with the crown, and they prepare for a fight. But she throws down the bag and tells them to leave, unless they want more money. She's going to use them, and using their hatred for him, him to work with her. With that, we move over to Rapunzel healing Flynn's wound that was on his hand. She sings the song and he freaks out about how it healed his hand. They talk and get closer as friends, and he leaves. But then, suddenly, Rapunzel's mother comes in. She hugs her and they start talking, and she wants Rapunzel to come back. But Rapunzel says no, that she's been on this great journey. So the mother gets mad, gives her the crown, and threatens to put Flynn up to the test, see if he would leave her, because all he wants is the crown. She gets the crown and the mother leaves, expecting Rapunzel to come back. As Flynn comes back, she hides the crown, and they both fall asleep.
The next morning, we skip to Flynn, waking up from sweat drops dropping onto his face. And we see that Maxwell is a top-tier hitter. Just look at this goddamn face. Jesus Christ. He is angry. Flynn's scream wakes up Rapunzel as Maxwell's taking him away. She fights back, but he won't let go until he does. Rapunzel befriends Maxwell, and Maxwell lets him go so she can have her dream, and they go on. So he follows them to the castle. I don't know, but this little rivalry they have going on was pretty cool and funny in my opinion. They get to the town, and they have a fun time, but Rapunzel almost has another moment where she realizes she's the princess before swiftly getting distracted. They have a fun time, and a couple hours go past. Now it's time for the lights. Flynn takes Rapunzel, and they go out. We skip over to the king and the queen, and they are visibly upset of this tradition, like any normal parent. They both go out and do the first lantern. Then a chain reaction goes. Every other lantern starts shining up, and Rapunzel's looking at this. A beautiful scene. She turns to Flynn to see that he has 2 lanterns for them. They let him go, and things start getting a little romantic. Mind you, it's been like 2 days, okay? They met like a day and a half ago. There's no way. But you know what? Fair enough. As he reaches in for a kiss, he could see behind her, the twins, signaling for him to come over. Flynn thinks of an idea and takes them over there. He's gonna settle it once and for all. He goes over and talks to them, handing over the crown. He doesn't want it. He found the one for him, but they won't accept that anymore. They want Rapunzel. We skip over to see Rapunzel and the twins approaching her. They tell them she's coming with them and that Flynn ran away with the crown. Seeing him right away, they start chasing her, but luckily for her mother knocks them out. She goes to her mother, and it's sad that Flynn decided to take the crown over her. Her mother telling her, "I told you so." And then they decide to leave. We see that Flynn's ship hit the castle. Tied up and unable to move, the knights take him in, ready for execution. We see that Rapunzel's back in her tower and moping about what happened. She opens a piece of cloth, and it all comes rushing back. The memories of her being the lost princess and being kidnapped finally hit her. When their mother realizes something's wrong, she comes up and Rapunzel confronts her. They get into a heated argument. At the same time, Flynn is about to get executed. As he's walking past, he sees one of the twins, and he asks them,
How did you know about her? Tell me now!
It wasn't us. It was the old lady.
Realizing she's in trouble, he has to get out somehow, but he's powerless. And when this scene came on, I was really actually surprised, and I'm gonna say this is probably the best scene in the whole movie. He is powerless, or at least was, but luckily for him, he made friends along the way, and they come and help him break out of jail. A lot of fun stuff happened, and Maxwell's waiting for him. He gets on him, and they ride off, heading to the tower, going to save Rapunzel. Once at the tower, Flynn asks for the hair. He waits for a moment, and it comes back down. He climbs up and gets up there, only to see Rapunzel tied up, screaming at him to watch out, but before he knew it, bang! He was stabbed. And one thing I have here that I even told my friend is that there's no blood on this knife. I mean, I know I get it's Disney and everything, but still, I mean, I don't... Anything could have... Come on. Anything, come on. Rapunzel starts going to him, and she holds her back. Begging and pleading, Rapunzel tells her,
If you let me save him, I will go with you.
so she lets her go. She goes over there and she's about to heal him, but he does the brave thing, cuts her hair off, and accepts his fate. With that, the mother has no lifeline to stay young anymore. She rapidly turns old, falling out, hitting the ground, turning into dust, disappearing into nothing. I don't know why, but her death is real cinematic. It's really cool, I think. Rapunzel cries as Flynn slowly dies, but then a teardroplet falls onto his face, and the power that she has is still within her, reviving him. After Rapunzel realizes her power actually saved him, and that he's back and well, she springs on him, kissing him. We skip a while to the king and queen. They got the news that their daughter's back, and they're about to meet again for the first time. It's a full, wholesome moment of them finally getting together again. Afterwards, we have a huge party, celebrating with the people we know, Rapunzel and Flynn. Together, he crowns her the princess, and I'm assuming they live happily ever after. Well, I thought this movie was really good. There's not much for me to say on it. I mean, they fell in love within 2 days, but I guess that's just how love works. And going through that could, get you a lot closer and stuff. Nothing bad about this movie that I can really point out. It was fun. When I first watched it, it felt really short, which I think is a good thing. That means I enjoyed it a lot. So with that, Tangled gets an 8.8 out of 10, going into the great category. And I think last time for Fantastic Mr. Fox, I forgot to say it, but it goes in with that too. If you enjoyed this video, I would recommend my other videos. And if you're trying to look into something more deeper into movie reviews than just the movie itself, check out this guy. I was watching his stuff and I thought it was was really cool. If the audio is bad in some areas, I'm sorry about that. I was recording most of this actually outside, so it might not sound too good, but next time I'll get a good environment for this. Anyways, for the movie review portion, that's over. So for the normal audience that just watched the movie review, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. But you. Yes, you. I think you should know who you are. If you're still here, I think that probably means something. If you're not, then thank you anyways. I don't want to bother you, so skip to this time if you just want to hear this portion. But first, for the audience that stayed, I want to explain some stuff, and then, I'll go on with what I want to say. I'll begin with this image. Now, the penguin, I added myself, but if you understand the background, then you'll understand what I'm doing here. If not, this is just a little project thing I want to do. Okay, so this guy, Beethoven, amazing composer, amazing piano pieces, very talented, this and that. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the psychology he had near the end of his life with this letter, Immortal Beloved. In this letter, he describes that he has loved this woman for a very long time, but his dream was never fulfilled, the dream of wanting to stay with this woman. It was made in 1812. He died in 1827. The letter was never sent out. He never had children. He never married. What I believe is that even though this was made 15 years ago, he died loving this woman, and that's why I'm here today. This could or could not have any meaning, but for now, I just wanted to write a poem inspired by Immortal Beloved. May my piece not be recognized by the audience I want? Sure, yeah, maybe they never get to see this piece, but the literature I have here, I don't know if it's much of a poem. I tried my best, but it's something. It's more to express myself. Some context. In this case, he said he would wait, and it's true. He will. He is waiting for a long time. He might wait forever, or until he can't anymore. He waits because if he doesn't, all the love he shared might not seem true. It was very true, so he waits. And if the audio sounds really bad when I say the poem, I said it earlier when I was doing my recordings outside, but it's the best one. I try to redo it, and I don't know. I don't think it was the same. Hopefully the background noise doesn't distract you from the actual poem, but I can only hope. Thank you. You are forever embedded within my heart. All the time we had was wonderful. I look back only to start wishing for a dream. A beautiful dream of you, of me, spending time, enjoying life to its fullest. I ran you away, drove that spark out of your eyes. I was the root of it, and now I pay with this isolation from you. May the day we meet again be more than a moment's glance, but a long and driven life. This departure has dented me more than I can describe, but it seems it has not done the same for you. I'm glad you found freedom from this. My wish is that by the end, you'll be happier. Do not waver in doubts, for I wish on your behalf, and if the worst comes, and you never see to find me, I shall commit to my own ways of thought, for this is not resolved what has happened, but for a mere wish for your return. Forever, a fool in love, farewell, my dear.